Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here as we close out the month of June in 1984 World Class Championship Wrestling. And the month of June is closed on the 30th of the month. We are in the midst of summer, and we've got 4 main segments here, along with a repeat match from earlier stuff. Obviously, branching into another market or something like that. That's usually why they do this. Gino Hernandez comes in his GT convertible type car. Talks about wanting to be the world champion, wanting to remain the America's champion. We see a plane in the background. I guess he has shown up in the plane and all of that. And he basically talks about wanting to rid things of Stella Mae French. The angle seems to switch to them two here, and talks about wanting to be the world champion. Talks about having been around for a decade. Nobody stopped him yet, and basically just a hype piece for him. Of the 3 main matches, he's part of one of them, but we've got some debuts here this week, and a Von Erich to cap things off. George Weingroff, who I believe we've seen a time or two before, but not consistently, versus Johnny Mantell. Weingroff, an international star, who he has assimilated himself to the U.S. style and does so quite well. But this match more mat-based than your average world-class affair, as both guys are extremely cautious. One thing, it's something so simple, but I love when guys kind of stick out a hand, stick out a foot to open, almost as if they're legitimately testing each other. A lot of collegiate-style, high school-style wrestling here. Both guys exchanging arm bars and head scissors, headlocks. Both guys back to a vertical base very quickly. Lots of respect between the two of them. Interesting that the holds just kind of flow when it comes to these two, and that's always good to see. When you see that, it means they, A, were trained well, but B, have a healthy respect for each other as well. And neither guy gets a necessarily decided advantage. Maybe I'd say Weingroff takes a little bit more of the match, maybe a 60-30 type or 60-40 type situation. Not a big deal, but it's clear that Johnny Mantell, who's been around quite a while, is frustrated by the relative newcomer to the area anyway, Weingroff, and he's going to be another guy that they use kind of on that underneath card type situation. It's also clear that he is very technically sound, and it's interesting because it seems what they do is the technically sound guys go in the mid card, and the angle guys go obviously on the upper card, and that's where the championships are. Not that the other talents can't be technically sound, they can, but I don't think there's as much nature put on that. Some riding time gotten late in the match here. Mantell actually ending up on top of that. Several near falls, pinfalls, and the like. Both guys coming out, arm bars, headlocks, and attempted acknowledgments of a, mutual respect between the two of them. And roll throughs into pins. Neither guy gets the complete advantage, and we have a time limit draw. It's interesting that when they bring in technical guys, time limit draw seems to be where the bookers go. It's almost as if we don't want to give away all they can do in an early match, and it matters. The American champion, Gino Hernandez, who is announced at 240 pounds, which there was a time when 240 pounds, if you think about it, was considered somewhat small, and now 240 pounds, you'd be a house. John Tatum passes through. Tatum, famous for his involvement with Eddie Gilbert in the Mid-South / UWF area a couple of years later. Tatum passing through here, and I don't know that he gets too many involvements, but has a good little match here. Gino complaining about a phantom hair pull. That doesn't happen, obviously, hence the word phantom. They trade a lot of arm locks, arm bars, hammer locks, and the like. I would say that Tatum comes out a little bit on top. The inverted leg lock by Hernandez, which oddly enough for Chief J Strongbow, who we haven't seen in a week or two, was a finish, but when Gino Hernandez does it is not. Just a nitpick that protect guys' finishes a little more would be a good idea. Anyway, we see several kicks and the like by Tatum, who is sent to the outside, and this is not, not a good showing in terms of aggression for the good old America's champion, but he is also not afraid to hide a weapon or two, and it seems like he's got something in his hands, but Tatum might have been born at night, but not last night, as he goes to town on him before he can use that illegal device, whatever it is. Suplex by Hernandez, and then a swinging neck breaker. Interesting that some guys put a little extra snap on that swing, and some guys kind of just fall to the side. I've always been partial to the snap myself. Diving elbow off the top ropes by Hernandez, who gets the victory and is still your America's champion. Then we go to the main event of the evening that are given about 8 minutes or so as Killer Khan and Kevin Von Erich go at it. Khan, again, brought in by Terry Gordy from Japan. Khan and the Von Erichs seem like a natural fit. I don't think this is their first house show meeting, but certainly one of the first one-on-one television meetings with Khan and a Von Erich. I think they might have met in some tag matches, but certainly a one-on-one is a difference. Khan able to kind of do some kicks and go right at Kevin Von Erich. Von Erich obviously tries to get the claw on. Meanwhile, Khan tries chokes and other illegal maneuvers as a more so. We actually see Kevin does get the claw on, and referees try to break that up. Takes virtually multiple referees and wrestlers from the back to break things up. It doesn't go very well, but they eventually do break it up. Khan and Von Erich still fighting, and the entire locker room empties out to try to separate the two, so Khan and Von Erich will have to live to fight another day, and we will enter another month, specifically July of 1984 here in World Class. Keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Till next time, everybody.